That sucked, bro. I wasn't even worth all the fucking clicking I had to do to set all that up. I mean, I guess I'm laughing a bit, so it was worth that. Christ, dude. All it was just trend chasing bullshit, dude. And anytime it wasn't that, we didn't get any gameplay, so we'd have no fucking idea. Oh, my level's too low. I can't recruit him. Awesome. Yeah, that blew, man. What did they even talk about that could have been cool? Maybe the alien thing? It's pretty much all the XCOM looking shit. Like, maybe the alien thing, maybe Minute Suns. We already knew about. The alien thing we didn't know about, they barely showed it. Otherwise, it was like maybe the car racer, but it's like, man, there's so many racing games you could play. Just because it has fucking Marvel doesn't mean shit.
Walking away from this. Go time.
That'll work.
Aim for the weak.
Do it, Saito.
Don't gotta tell me twice.
Now, let's roll.
I don't know,
Can you
Ringo.
handle this?
What's our next move? This power.
That was cool, dude.
It's probably time.
That was awesome, actually.
Too weak for her.
Yeah, no Star Wars shit. I mean, I guess I should Monkey Island, but I've already seen that. Not much to say, is there? I'll probably play almost none of that
I was just getting
and never
started.
think about it again either, so. Life moves on. But the Nintendo one's a little better than that next week, right? Jesus.
Enemy. Now we can relax. Hey. Now we can relax.
Oh, is it not confirmed? Oh, I didn't realize. Sick. Nine Inugami. Yoshitsune. Unlocked. TGS. Yeah.
Enemy. Incoming.
So if we get some hot shit.
Come, here I come.
Alright, later.
Want a piece of this?
Now, time for some punishment.
Can you handle this?
I'm
With
going
this
to
power,
enjoy
see
playing.
that-
Go, Arrow!
You don't have to tell me twice.
Out of my way.
You wanted a fight? You got it.
Beast talent.
Look out! That was close. Incoming!
Oh, we're just looking for Inugamis. Not really looking for anything else. Inugamis and unique quest items or whatever. We'll fight the bosses in each of these areas later on. Too low level for all that kind of shit.
Keep an eye on
We
them.
don't know if that'll work, Melody.
Scream for me.
Nothing!
Okay. Fine. I'll get serious.
I hate conflicts.
Not bad. Here goes. Take this! Lois, let's go see that tent.
Don't miss
I'll do
now.
it, Melody.
Too late for rejection.
Easy shot. One down. Well, that was kind of one-sided.
Look out!
Time to do a little walking.
It's dangerous. Get ready.
Yeah, this is awesome, dude.
Close.
Running for hours.
Enemy. Phew. Look out! Incoming. Phew. Let's take it.
This is just square area here. It's not even a unique item he gives you. It's just a giant square area.
Enemy. Careful. That was close. Careful. That was close.
You get almost no XP if they're underneath you, but you get an absolute shitload if they're above you. So it's one of those things you just don't skip until you're like
Enemy.
the right level, then you can skip everything. I mean, that's generally how it is, but like even just a bunch of small ones is barely worth it. Like we were getting like almost a level up in every 2-3 fights versus like what looked like 10, 12 if they're like even a little below you.
Do this for me?
Join me.
This should be fun. I'll come along.
He's got good stuff.
This should do it.
Careful. That was close. Let's go all out. Too close. They
You
won't
don't
know
have
what
to
hit
tell
'em.
me. Dance! Now,
Yeah,
That's
time
the
for some
ticket.
punishment. Go
I
ahead,
got
Ringo.
humility.
Easy shot.
Why would he go for that? Whatever, it's a weakness.
Let the rebels begin.
Spider-Man 2 and Kingdom Hearts 4 each got shown for a few frames. Maybe they made that sizzle reel
Dinner time.
like before the event, or like without consulting the event people, and they didn't know that those weren't going to be on there, or they're going to be in a different event or something. Like the Square Enix one. Or maybe they're there just to promote hype. People are like, oh, a few frames.
Incoming. Close.
Well, if we're not seeing those in this, then it's definitely gonna be at the Sony one and the, or just TGS in general and the Square Enix one.
Get lost.
Were the frames anything actually interesting, or was it just kind of like, you know, this is bullshit?
Wield this power.
Good idea.
Target their weakness. This'll take you down a notch. Lois, don't you see that terror in their eye?
No. You see some silly Kingdom Hearts shit, man.
You must be hungry. Wow, over already?
A blurry mess with the eye. Nice. Very cool, dude. That's what we wanted.
Now we can relax. Enemy. Close.
I'm seeing like Doc Ock. I'm back. Shit. And then yeah, that Kingdom Hearts one, dude. I don't see a damn thing, man.
Look out! Incoming. Now we can relax.
Miss Sun. Goodbye. What'll it be this time? Want this beyond? Want this beyond? Thanks. Want this beyond? Thanks. Want this beyond? Thanks. Want this beyond? Thanks.
Where do I get these pirated chips, man? These are the cock blocks right now.
Want this beyond? Thanks. Need anything else? This will help you out. Need anything else? Come again.
So what is the rumor on the Nintendo Direct thing? For some reason I thought it was a confirmed thing. What is the word around town? Tuesday. Okay. Man, for them not to announce it by Friday would be pretty iffy, man. I mean, I guess they could on Monday, but goddamn. Have they? Okay. Well, Tuesday would make sense then, if that's the case. It's Turbo Granny. Turbo Granny ain't even good, man.
Magnificent.
I don't really want to like ditch Jack-o'-lantern right now, man. Why is he like the only thing anybody wants to fuse with? I guess I should.
Magnificent.
Who would I fuse?
Magnificent.
Oh yeah. Well, good enough for me then.
Magnificent. What skills shall they inherit?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of the names, but I mean I believe it.
What skills shall they inherit?
Damn, this chick sucked.
Magnificent. What skills shall they inherit? Are you prepared for this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess no guarantee, but it's closer to something than it isn't, I suppose.
Today, a new demon may join our cast. Until next time. Sounds crazy.
I could ditch this Inugami, really. Shit ain't very good. We need more demons before I even think about that kind of shit.
Might work.
Let's find some bosses. Got a couple on the list here. That's what I'm gonna do for food. I could go out with my brother and grab something here in a bit, but not super hungry, but I will be at some point. I don't want to keep cranking out this game. Although running around these dungeons and just doing like nothing, maybe I'll do that off stream, we'll see. It just depends. I like listening to tunes and doing it on stream, but I'd probably save the actual story moments, like the last bosses in each area, but I think the rest of it I would consider catching up on some videos while I just walk through these dungeons. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, in an hour or two we're going to be doing Splatoon, so I don't think I just said I have about an hour left and some change in that, so we'll see.
Let's take it.
What is Archangel weak to? I already forgotten. These frosts, man, are fucking a waste of space. I get some kind of filler just to like use the frost song. It's because they're elements, man. And elements work weird in SM2. He resists ice, so maybe he's weak to fire? I hope he is. If he was weak to fire, I'd be in good shape.
As long as we work together, we got this. We gotta win this. No matter
We need
what.
to watch ourselves.
Initiating safe. Who's this?
Let's go. What's our
You
opening?
like that?
We're lacking intel on this one.
Get lost.
Of course.
You know what
Shall
to
we?
do.
You sure,
Want a
Spicer?
piece of this?
Yeah,
strong.
good plan.
Be on your guard. That might be dangerous, Ringo.
Here goes.
What is it? Zonma?
As we work together, we got this. This works.
We know he's resistant to Bufu, but
Might work.
Here goes.
okay, guns. That'll be good.
Come, let's start service. Dinner time.
Music making this fight more hype than it deserves. It's just some random fight. Not weird. The action count increase. Classic.
Shall we?
Do it,
Come on.
Good. Here I come. Get lost.
What's
Let's
our
roll.
opening? As long as we work together, we got
Yeah.
this.
Pretty big strength kit or hit, but probably worth it.
You're strong.
Got this, Ringo.
Watch yourself there. That'll work.
Go for it, Arrow.
Too weak for regrets now.
Let me demonstrate my power.
Affinity resistance changed.
You're strong. Be on your guard.
I'll deal with it. You know the drill. Don't be a hero. Don't expect me to help, Arrow.
You gotta win this.
Gotta stand
No matter what.
Let us go.
bad.
Let me demonstrate my power.
Sword stance. I just turn him right back to what he was, maybe?
Get lost. You know the take it away. Show them a good time.
Oh yeah, it shows you if he's back to normal.
Fine, that'll work. I'll get serious.
Go for the
On
weak
it,
spot.
Rhino. Right on target.
Wait this
Take
time.
it away. Go,
I'll
Arrow.
do it. Work.
Out of my way.
Let go.
Got it.
Let us go.
Maybe heal this turn instead. Or swap to something that has a heal.
Down the big gun. Nice, Ringo.
What's our opening?
Let's go. What a weak
That's what I need.
All right,
Good to
just
go. I'll be
getting
okay.
started.
They're strong.
So you.
Be on aim for the problem, Saizo.
Wish there was some gun augments.
All right. Good idea. Accessing.
It's the only problem with physical skills is they don't get those like 30-50% bonuses yet, man.
That'll work.
Here goes.
So they always do less even if you're like weakness stacking on them. Like the mystiques or whatever.
Let me demonstrate my power.
You know the
Got it.
drill. Don't be a hero. You know the drill.
Got
Don't
it.
be a hero.
Think that'll work?
Pretty tough. Time to improvise.
Cover me.
Leave it to me.
We could kill him this turn.
You know the drill.
You don't have to
Don't
tell
be a
me.
hero.
Blow 'em away, Melody.
Go time.
Taking a
In my
gamble?
sights. Remember to
Fine.
pace
I'll
yourselves,
get
everyone.
serious. Ah! How's this?
Asleep,
What's
nice.
our opening?
Good idea.
Now, Arrow.
On your orders. Could you? I'd say that wasn't half bad.
Like no XP. Sick. Awesome. You get like nothing for bosses in this. Sick. We've seen that before. That's reused too. We've already seen that in the last floor. Here's the new shit. We're not gonna have the music behind it. Apologies. Whatever the hell it was.
Were you telling the teachers you saw a ghost again?
I'm not lying.
Sounds like another lie. It's true though. The new. Jeez, Kaburagi, you too? What's your problem? Oh, so you guys can't see them.
Holy forehead, yeah.
What, you never heard? See, there was this kid at the orphanage a long time ago. Everyone bullied him so much, he ended up killing himself. Real sad. But he hated those bullies so much, his soul couldn't move on. His grudge wouldn't let him rest in peace. They say his ghost haunts the orphanage to this day. I guess you'd remind him of those bullies he wants to get revenge on. Say, do you hear something?
They just got big heads in general, man. They got goofy goof heads, man.
Sounds like footsteps to me. Like he's getting closer, and closer, and closer. Hey, shut up! I don't hear anything! Oh my god! Look behind you!
Damn, that was really awesome. I'm glad we learned about this.
They were acting so tough.
One of the few backstory cutscenes we're gonna get for this guy.
Oh, totally. I got the footsteps thing from
He was a childhood friend of the guy we killed earlier.
Oh, he's getting closer.
Yeah, we know.
The real ghost.
Just over that way, right? Looks like a baby. Been staring at us this whole time.
You see it too?
I'm used to it. They don't hurt me or anything. I'm Kaburagi. Abusive parents. What are you here for?
My mom and dad died in an accident.
Better than mine, at least.
Why?
They shouldn't be. If you ask me, parents are worse than any ghost. Mine showed me what a messed up world this is.
Yeah, you said it. Teacher says the world is a beautiful place, but I don't know why. It seems awful to me.
Well, this is the only world we've got. No point wasting all our time moping about it, or turning into jerks.
But
Hey, I got it. If the world sucks, then once we're grown up, we'll be the heroes that fix everything.
Really cool child dialogue,
It'd be
man.
so cool if we could actually pull it off.
Just like kids, man. Just like real kids.
heroes?
Right?
I don't know if I'm good enough to be a hero, though.
Sure you are.
This music. Menacing aura.
We're gonna change this world for the better. That's a promise, okay?
Yeah. Promise.
We're doing more for the atmosphere of this scene than the fucking game is in its writing. And it was some menacing music. And so a supervillain was born.
Wow. You were a pretty cute kid, weren't you, Arrow?
Come on, lay off. Yeah, I had kind of a rough childhood. You can tell I wasn't great with other people, but Kaburagi found me. He pulled me out of that dark place. I was just some kid. He saved me. He made a vow. Said we'd be heroes. Pretty childish looking back on it.
But it meant a lot to both of you. Enough that you risked your lives to do it. Nobody could ever tell you that was wrong. So that was it, huh? That was the whole reason you and Kaburagi fought so hard.
Yeah,
By the way, that place didn't look like Komodori.
that was just after I lost my parents. The system placed me into a different orphanage in the city. I didn't transfer to Komodori until a while later.
I had no idea.
I've got a lot of painful memories from those days, yeah. But they're important to me all the same.
Sounds like they've made you stronger.
And that's what I'm always working towards. I have to get stronger. I need to.
Oh my god, dude. Imagine just... I've said this before. I think for years of it. Imagine writing out that I have to get stronger and actually writing it and putting it in your story and being okay with that, dude. Like, still. We've had like 40, 50 years of this kind of shit, dude. Like, you have... Like, even if it comes across the same way, like, just writing it straight up that way, man. Like, stop. Get some help. Christ, man. I have to get stronger. Is there a more fucking, like, cliche anime line than I have to get stronger, dude? Of course, he trails off. He doesn't have his Low chance of jumping in to take a hit that would kill a near-death ally. Weakling streamer. You weak. You're fucking weak.
Say. But listen.
Look out!
I'm just a pussy, dude.
Now we can relax.
Try the other side, boss. I would say that, like, oh, you know, you can incorporate that line if it's still like a good piece of work, but honestly, like, I'm past that point. Just don't write it. Like, I don't think there's anything that could save that line at this point. You really just need to write it a different way to get your point across at this point. I think it's just like, it's not that it's just overused, it's usually the mark of just like really cliche, tropey, same old bullshit, right? Like, instead of just something more interesting, more specific, character driven thing, it's just, I have to get stronger because it's like, I don't know. I would rather just be written a different way. Not just like change the line, but like weave it more into like character building and like something you can really empathize with. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking around it. Maybe I just am tired of seeing the line, man. It's like, yeah, Kya Baka Hentai line, right? It's like you've seen it too many times, man. You have a fucking adverse reaction to it. I'm malding of it, I'm malding. My hairline. There's nothing left. This down there. Or Andros. Make the lightning and gun. Ice stack. Higher stack counts provide more XP. I think we always want more stacks. But he's like ice stacked, so I need to be going harder on the ice on him.
You okay?
Ringo!
Okay.
No, it's not even a fight.
Oh, man.
See ya.
It's just a fucking one of my demons. Okay. Whatever, I mean, I guess we got the bonus from it. It is what it is. Alright. 2 more of these left. Another hour and a half a pop.
What do you desire, Ringo? What do you desire, Ringo? In the name of evolution. I do need to do food too. If I'm being ignored or... I don't know, man. I don't know about that. You guys gas up that fucking YHVH one, dude. At least that one had some gravity to it, man, right? Like, the music was like, alright. I mean, yeah, it was droning, but like, I was like, alright. No teleporters. I've heard these have teleporters. So... don't catch your chickens yet, brother. I've heard it's really bad too.
Enemy.
We'll see if it's true though.
Incoming.
I don't know. I would take the YHVH one more.
Careful.
At least that's like, it's the final dungeon. There's some gravity to it in the story. It feels like, you know, the scale of it and all that is kind of like, I mean, yeah, it feels kind of like meta interesting. Like, I liked it atmospherically, you could say. Like, yes, it's a slog to just like run through, and it takes a while, but like, I don't know, man. It's just another like main story dungeon.
Enemy. Incoming.
I don't hate it as much as this. Oh, it's barely better, but I'm trying to explain why. But I do like it better. Yeah. Hey, I'm just saying how it is. I'm not saying it was, you know, should have been done or is good and within its own game. I'm just saying, like, I didn't hate it that much, and I dislike these just more.
Melody.
Get ready.
I don't know, man. I liked having like actual unique chests. There's like a better fucking like progression of difficulty and shit. These are just like infinitely respawning random wackos. Ugh,
Now we can relax. Incoming.
yeah, I mean they both suck. I don't know. I'm not saying I like the YHVH one, but I didn't hate it as much as this, but I mean it's close.
And that's do your thing, Melody. How about that, Melody? Send them packing.
Yeah, well, I guess you can't recruit them, so it's not too much different.
All right.
A big difference between YHVH and this is you don't have to do YHVH's dungeon every 3 hours. Or 3 or 4 hours, right? Like you have to do like 4 or 5 hours of this between every dungeon, essentially. Unless you just want to skip all side content. And I think that matters a lot. Like I said. I at least appreciated like the gravity of the dungeon a bit. Like it was this big kind of meta, like, you know, finale thing. Like, yeah, it's not great. It's not the best version of that kind of like dungeon with a fair bit of gravity in the series, but like these are just nothing, man. It's like, they're all side content. The story reveals are shit. There's no even like unique stuff to find. It's just fucking like procedurally generated chests that your demons hold. It's filled to the brim with like shitty side quests. Just the pure level design? Okay. Yeah, because when I think of the dungeon, I mean there's a lot that goes into it, right? It's like, I feel like where it places, just the feel of it because of where it's, you know, it is in the story and all that kind of shit. I think that matters. Just pure raw gameplay. Just don't even think about anything else. Yeah, I mean they're pretty much the same then. Yeah, I got you then. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the same thing, right? I mean aesthetically I like YHVH's more, but it's not that different. It's not a big jump, right? Like the background's nicer than this. And that's pretty much it. Also, YHVH's dungeon has unique chests to get, which is a plus, but it's, I mean, otherwise it's pretty much the same thing. From what I understand, because I read some reviews, didn't get any big spoilers or anything story-wise, but saw somebody mention no, wait, it wasn't in a review. It was on a thread. I happened to just read some sales threads on, you know, the usual place. There's a picture of one of these dungeons, and it had like millions of teleporters, so, I mean, it's got that problem still. So I don't think it's like...
Are you hurt?
As of right now, it's probably better if you just think of the pure gameplay, but from the sounds of it, it's not gonna... come away unscathed.
Enemy.
We'll see how bad the teleporting is, but maybe I'm wrong.
Incoming. That was close.
I don't know. Yeah, if we're talking just pure raw level design, I don't think they're that different.
Relax.
But I think, you know, the 5 or 6 years in between the games, I think story importance, you know, the gravity of it,
Now we can
the
relax.
rewards, all that stuff makes it so that I feel like YHVH's is like not as bad.
Incoming. Careful.
But we're comparing two pieces of dookie, really. Like in a $60 fucking like PC console game
Go time.
after SMT5, after P5 and all that. I expect a bit more. The only side content in the game, all that shit, right?
You got this,
Like
right?
that?
Looks like
That's it, Billy. You don't have to tell me.
I guess was 4 Apocalypse after P5? It might have been. So you could levy that against it too. (2016) Persona 5 release date. 2016. That came out before Persona 5. Not that Persona 5 is this like, trends, this objective like bar raiser of like dungeon quality, but the game this price on the same systems and shit. That the main dungeons aren't even close to it. Like just something that like even just P5 did. And then the side shit's even worse. It's just like if I don't know, it's interesting because you could play like Soul Hackers or Strange, I don't know, it's a Strange Journey, but I mean like, like old SMT 1 and 2, and it's like, those are just, I mean, straight fucking first person, just turn left, right, and it's like, you wouldn't call that good level design, but it's for some reason more fun. I think there's a bunch of things going on there. I think part of it's expectations, right? You're getting into something a little older, so there's novelty there. I think another part of it's probably speed of battles. SMT 1 and 2, the fights are really fast. They just have really high encounter rates. So the feedback at least feels a little bit better. I think you get used to... yeah, like I said, expectations, I think is a big thing. Because when you see a first-person dungeon crawler, it's going to be slower, it's going to be more methodical, like an Etrian or something. When you see like a third-person one where you're just running around, you kind of expect a bit more, I don't say, just action, more mechanics, more usage of 3D and visual like variety and shit. I mean, even like SMT3 at this point, right, would have already went through like 5 to 10 dungeons with all different aesthetics and possibly mechanics. And it's just got basic, just, just walk, right? So it's like, I guess that's part of it. I'm just trying to decide, like, why do I not hate running through an SMT 1 or 2 dungeon? What I do on this. I think it's what it's associated with too, right? It's like SMT 1, you've got atmosphere. You've got a neat little like concept or setting or story or whatever the fuck. The music's a bit more interesting at times, so like I think maybe that makes you the sting of like shitty dungeons not hurt as much. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still like really rough. I mean, it's just mazes of squares with repeating, textures and shit. There's only a few spots where there's even like auto move tiles or teleporters or anything. It's mostly just raw movement. But it's like, especially in SMT2, it's like everything else around it is so good that like you don't mind. But yeah, I guess if you shed everything, right, you only thought about the dungeons, SMT 1 and 2 would have worse dungeon design, I guess, than these. And then this dungeon. But yeah. I think the overall package, though, makes it more enjoyable. Which I guess is kind of what I'm
Get ready. Close.
talking about with YHVH.
Careful.
But that's just in a vacuum. I mean, for something that's like 30 years old, I mean, that they can even be comparable with the game 30 years difference. I mean, it just means that this is fucked, right?
I can relax.
I mean, you've got limited hardware, you've got nothing to build off of, it's just, you know, it's all trend setting, it's all doing something somewhat unique.
Send 'em packing.
Like, maybe they based some of it off, like, Ultima or some shit, right? But, like, there's no excuse for it in this game.
What's the plan here?
Fire. Bullseye.
And something like Soul Hackers 1, it gets away with, like...
Too late for regrets now.
I mean, Soul Hackers 1 has enough mechanics in each dungeon, and knows when to keep the dungeon short, aesthetically varied, and with, like, pop and music that you don't mind that some of them can be a bit more bland, technically.
We're all ready?
Like, some of the stuff in Soul Hackers 1, it's like, if it lasted, like, 3 or 4 more hours, it would be painful. But, like, I think that's where its strength is in its level design. Or its dungeons, it knows how to keep them short and varied, and splice in, like, story and shit.
Get ready.
I hate these things, man. Maybe I can kill these now.
Let's just
Shall
focus
we?
on getting out alive.
I don't remember what... Oh, they're 33.
Be good to gather some intel.
Want a piece of this?
I don't know what Sandman is weak to.
Really win this? Want to give it a try, Milady?
You sure, Milady?
Get lost.
Time to
Here we
kick
go.
off.
Hope this works.
Okay.
Stay
Okay.
focused if you want to live. Feeling lucky?
Let's give it a try.
Might as well test
Here
it.
goes!
That's a hit.
Out of my way.
Like, just looking for their weaknesses are the hardest thing, I feel like. Nice, you just one-shot me, dude.
Let's do this!
What's even the point of these enemies, man? Like, until you get, like, close to their level, it's not even worth it.
Don't think. Let's dip. Sorry, we can't stay. It's tough being in the spotlight.
She's a fake, not an orange. Let's go. Let's fall back. It's a tactical move. That went well.
But then once you get past their level, they just replace them with a new enemy.
Let's negotiate.
So you have to, like, keep track of, I guess, where you are compared to them or something.
Enemy. Incoming. Ringo.
Yeah. It's interesting bringing up white pages, I know. Like that.
I can relax.
Because it just makes you think, why would something with almost identical level design be more acceptable in one game and not another? And not exactly YHVH, but like I was mentioning.
Gonna go with that, Sizo?
Let's heat things up. That's gotta hurt.
Soul Hackers are...
I'm not your babysitter.
I guess that's Soul Hackers, but
I know.
SMT1.
Good night.
Not much choice.
What's the plan here?
Let's roll.
Give it a shot.
I'm going to enjoy playing with you.
Let me
That'll
see.
work.
Beat him down.
Yeah, this could work.
Almost fell asleep.
God, you get so little XP, dude. It's almost not even worth fighting anything. But I don't know when it's going to be something that's higher level. I mean, I guess I could unlock like a Stoma. I think it doesn't show demons that are like...
Brace yourselves. Get ready.
Not at least 3 or 4 levels. I think it's like 3 levels beneath you or something. It's the most it'll have. But even that, man, you get nothing.
Just saying.
These dungeons are just odd, man. Like, you could only get into this part of the dungeon after you've cleared an area with like level 20 demons, pretty much, against like a level 20 boss.
Really?
But then the enemies in here are like 16, 17 for a while, and then randomly 2 feet later they'll be like 25 or some shit. It's like wonky, man. I feel like the progression of like difficulty in this is just bad most of the time. The level jumps like just vary so much, just every few
Got the
feet.
ball rolling.
Get lost.
Go time. Take this. Ooh.
I'm going to enjoy
Fine.
playing
I'll
with
get
you.
serious. Yeah. Too slow.
I'm going
This
to
is your
enjoy
cue.
playing
Go
with
for
you.
it.
Now,
Got
Aaron.
it. We can win this.
Too late for regrets now.
Not setting it down.
Enemy. Incoming. Now we can relax.
Just as planned. You like that? Still with me?
It's all you.
Best to go with that melody.
That works.
Best to go with
Got
that.
it. It's over.
Damn, shall we? Take this.
I guess
I'm going to
patience is one
enjoy
thing
playing
too, right?
Serious.
Because I mean, for the most part, 4A is like really enjoyable for like most of it. So I feel like you have like more patience by the time you get to HVHs for bullshit. And it definitely runs thin by the end. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like defending it. But in this one, it's like when we're talking about anything in this game, it's like it's everything so weak, and you're already just so like not giving a shit about most of it, that any extra thing is like amplifying it. Like if there was just like one bad dungeon,
Target their weak.
Take him down. Aaron.
Let's see some action.
it'd be like whatever, yeah, it's a bad dungeon, but
Out of my way.
If you wanted to fight, got it.
it makes it a lot shittier.
Any thoughts?
And like almost everything's bad. Yeah, it's interesting. This is just something I've thought about with JRPGs.
Nice to meet you. Brace yourselves. Incoming.
Is it actual AI pathfinding? Real pathfinding? Okay, I guess we're going this way because I got chased for 10 hours.
Look out. Incoming.
A rapper guy?
Now we can relax.
I'll wait until we're juiced up.
Enemy! Get ready! Phew.
True.
Look out! Incoming!
I wonder how much run speed would make a big difference.
Now we can relax.
Like you're running through a dungeon like this, like
Careful.
is taking the corners, the 90-degree angles and all that, is it more exciting if you're just like running really fast? Like of course you don't have to spend as much time on it, so that helps.
I'm ready whenever you need me.
But it's just like
Good to go.
Sure side note?
Taking a gamble?
How's this gonna go?
just sheer speed, just fast movement, having to think about moving a little bit. Like when you're moving so slow in this, like you don't really have to think about it like at all, right?
Hope this works.
It's just like hauling ass, like
That's your plan?
No way to tell.
help make certain dungeons feel less shitty. Probably. I don't think this would be like, it wouldn't be like a huge plus, but I don't think this game would be negatively impacted if you just ran through everything a little quicker. It's kind of like what I mentioned, I guess, with like Soul Hackers 1.
I'll handle
It's like it's fine to have, I guess, basic dungeons at times if you know how to like
Terror in their eyes?
keep the length down and know where to place them and shit. If this is like a basic dungeon where you just ran through it really fast, like max speed, and you're just
What's the plan?
going crazy, like maybe that would just be more fun.
Get lost. I could fight like that all day.
Would make a big difference. It's kind of blabbing.
Look out! Get ready! Phew. Enemy! Get ready! Now we can relax. Lucky us! Enemy! Careful! Now we can relax.
All
Good
right,
idea.
let's take this.
Not here I come.
I mean, I'm all for movement mechanics and just about whatever, man.
Lowest kill streak buys drinks.
Looks like it'll.
Ringo, take them out.
Go for the weak spot.
This attitude. Thunder!
I mean, obviously there's like a point where you have so much movement mechanics in a game like this where it like maybe detracts from like the pace or it's like distracting or something, or you can't have like enemies on the field that can keep up properly.
Guess I'm out of
It's
their
like a
league.
bunch of dodging and jumping and shit. But I think in a game where you spend most of your time just walking forwards, improving that process, that movement is like, I don't see how that could ever be like a big negative.
Look out!
Once you do some control, I feel like just walking like
Close.
is totally acceptable in something like an Etrian, you know, especially, right? Where it's like there's so many mechanics going on that are changing all the time, and like the survival and you know, every fucking step, you know, maybe I should turn around here, like, you know, when that kind of you're always thinking about something else that the movement really wouldn't matter at that point. But in something like this where it's like you're not thinking about mana, you're not thinking about any new mechanics, you're not thinking about how to get somewhere, you know, it's like it's pretty obvious, you can just see it all. It's like improving that just like movement, man. So that could ever be a bad thing. That was one of my deals with like Xenoblade 3. I was like, man, we're still just walking, dude. Like, I've just got my auto walk button, man. Like, there's not like anything else going on, dude. I mean, all the movement upgrades are just like walking up hills. You can walk up a hill now. You can climb a vine. It's like,
Now we can relax.
I think you can incorporate some light stuff in there.
Get ready.
Make that walking around a bit more fun. I guess I've talked about that with like your Assassin's Creeds and shit too, right? Like you spend so much of your time in like, you know, your Horizons and all these like big AAAs just walking. And it's like, damn, dude.
Enemy. Incoming.
Like maybe I get it in something more like these where it's like it interrupts you more often with like gameplay, so like it's not a huge deal. But in those ones where it's like 90% of it's walking and then occasional combat, like I don't know. Like more action focused shit. It seems so much worse. I guess I'm trying to imagine what exactly am I envisioning. Like, do I just want a sprint button? I mean, I guess that would help. Do I want like a little juke you can roll or something? Maybe that stuff's okay. I mean, obviously you get something way more fleshed out, right? Like there's verticality, there's mechanics, there's ways you can incorporate your movement and shit into all of that stuff, right? Like a jump or... Like what do they have in Persona 5? Like grappling and shit, right? Not that Persona 5's dungeons are like godly, but I mean... It's essentially the same gameplay, right? But it just has like a lot more going on dungeon-wise. You're still just walking around. Getting into turn-based battles.
Take this! Lowest kill streak buys drinks?
We can target
You got it.
on your orders.
Not bad. All right. Too slow.
Too late for regrets now.
Guess I'm just thinking about what's the importance of like really small changes you could do like on a budget to make stuff more interesting.
What's the plan here?
Like obviously like a fleshed out art design and like, you know, more crazy mechanics and you know, your puzzles and all these ways that people make dungeons interesting. Like yeah, of course, but
Take this! Problem solved.
how could you just like minorly change something in this and make it more interesting?
Don't stop now.
Prevent sleep.
Let's tear it apart.
I'll take that.
Enemy. Incoming. Now we can relax.
Let's get this thing moving.
I mean, shit. It's just sprinting around might be. I mean, then you might run into enemies. I mean, maybe you can add like a little juke or something. So if you're sprinting really quickly, then a dude spawns in front of you, maybe you get a little juke, right? Kind of like ease it, I guess. Or you just run through everything quickly. I don't know. I'm not saying that's like the best way to do it, but...
In my sight. Whoever brings
Obviously,
them
you'd
down
want
gets
something a
drinks.
bit
How about
more
this?
ambitious.
You're dust on the wind. Good night.
This would be something minor.
Follow Melody's lead.
So those kind of minor adjustments
Fine.
add
I'll
up
get
to make some
serious.
pretty big differences.
I'm going to
This
enjoy
is terror in there.
Let 'em have. Don't miss.
On it, killer.
Out of my way. Oh boy.
Not set that down.
I think if I was like recruiting demons more regularly and like upgrading the back end on the RPG a bit more and having a bit more fun with the combat, I think that's another thing. I guess that kind of goes into what I was talking about with association, right? Like if the dungeon's kind of just an excuse for you to like
Goodbye.
show progress of the players, like more of the RPG heavy systems, like
Careful.
I mean, while it's still you'd prefer a good dungeon, it's like maybe just like, you know, if the gameplay is good enough and the customization is good enough, like just having a sandbox to do it in is like enough.
Now we can relax. Enemy! Get ready! Now we can relax.
Character building? You mean in an RPG, like, mechanical way, or? Okay, yeah. Yeah, those, like, it can't be understated enough how important those, like, just RPG progression systems are, man.
Incoming! Now we can relax.
Like, if you feel like you're constantly building, like, a better team, you know, you're making little improvements here and there, you're becoming a little bit stronger, you know, you're getting rewarded for being, like, optimal, like, these micro ways, like, I mean, like I said, I even liked playing Virtual Highlight, just because it had, like, an okay progression system, like, it, I feel like, just, you know, it cannot be understated how rewarding feeling just, like, your basic RPG systems are. So if you can improve that, like you said, that's like, it goes a long way. Like if I felt like, you know, it's like an entry, it's like every time I go back, you know, I'm making sales, I'm upgrading things, and I'm seeing that progression of the character. In this, I just don't feel a lot of that. I don't get, like, demons often enough. Like, there's a lot of grind just involved in, like, even just getting, like, normal upgrades. I feel like a lot of the rewards for these side quests and even doing these are, like, almost not worth it. And I don't feel the upgrade as much. I think also because, like, some of it's not as much in, like, choice and more of it's in, like, legitimate, like, stats. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, just having your stats go up feels good, but
Don't expect me to
I
have
mean,
my own.
feeling like you made better calls and shit too, like,
Right away.
in regards to, like, RPG systems, it's pretty rewarding.
Looks promising. Go ahead, Ringo.
Got this, Ringo.
Good plan, Arrow.
But yeah, I agree for sure.
Let the rebels begin. Tear 'em up. Oh, wow, over already?
You okay? That was close. Look out! Careful. That was close.
I mean, I guess challenge matters too, right?
Incoming.
I don't want to, like, over compare to Etrian, because Etrian actually has mechanics and good, like, progression, but, like,
Look out! Get ready.
what's something else, right?
Look.
I mean, if there's, like, challenge, the feeling of, like, something grueling that you're slowly working your way through and you can see the progress in the dungeon and know when you're getting towards the end, like, that can be really rewarding. Like, you look back and you're like, oh, you know, I got through all this. This just doesn't have that, like, challenge, and I blame some of that on, like, the RPG system. Like, you don't see the improvement. Like, mechanically, there's, like, nothing, like, really think about. There's no, like, rewards, like, in any of the side areas, right? It's just randomized, so, like,
Would you mind?
that feeling of, like, progressing through something and, like, that completionism, I guess the challenge, maybe the challenge wasn't the right way to put it, like,
Careful. Now we can relax.
I think that matters.
pace.
You did it!
Doulahan helm.
That should work.
RS ideal level is 24. I guess he's a little easier, maybe. Well, even if my brother doesn't want to end up getting food, I'm going to go get food here in a bit. I'm just waiting to hear from him. Let's go fight this boss, I guess. Yeah, I guess I can just give a lot of leeway when it comes to, like, for level design. When you factor in pace and relation or association. Can be a big player. I guess that's like with anything though. I mean, you're willing to put up with like I said, bad shit in certain things, depending on like how much of it's just bad shit. So I guess that's not really any kind of revelation at all. I guess there's just examples of it in dungeon RPGs. This it's too much. From what I understand, this game got ported by a different team to PC and Xbox. So those ports might be better. That makes me afraid for what the PS4 and 5 ones are, man. This one has some issues sometimes. But I don't know. I haven't heard. For what the game looks like, it really shouldn't have any issues, right? There's no scale. It's not like it's going for realism or any crazy graphical fidelity. do we got? Guy that's already been a boss before, or he's associated with another boss. He was weak to, I want to say, lightning. We only have one lightning person, so this will be in this for the long haul. Maybe I should have went to fuse a bit. I'm actually going to count that up later. How many dungeons were in Soul Hackers 1, and how long was the game?
Okay,
You know what to do.
here goes.
Because like I said, while like individually, you probably wouldn't be like, oh, this Soul Hackers dungeon is just like one of the best dungeons ever.
You know the
I
drill.
feel like the
Don't be a
composition, you know, like that they're mechanically different enough, and always aesthetically and like, you know, sound-wise different enough that for how often there's new dungeons, it makes them good. Or something like this, we're like 20 hours in and there's like 3, despite us spending a lot of time in them.
Sure.
Second thoughts?
Gonna go with that.
Here goes nothing.
Take
I guess that's more just like thoughts on like
Might work.
Should I roll
how
the dice?
important pacing is
Easy
or
shot.
something.
What's
Copatank.
Here we
our
go.
opener? Got a hunch?
I don't remember what he was weak to.
I'll teach you shame.
Okay, poison.
Let's roll.
That's clearly
That's the
gonna
ticket.
summon some shit.
No way to tell.
Give it a shot.
Remember, they might counterattack Ringo. Okay.
Looks promising.
That's your cue.
It's pretty hefty.
Go, Arrow.
I'll do it, Kelly.
Fuck it.
You must be hungry.
Might swap him, we'll see.
I have to take you seriously. Don't overwork yourself.
You know the drill.
Got it.
Don't be a hero. Might as well don't know till you try.
How's this? Long as we
Okay.
work together.
That should do the trick.
That
got
works.
He really spawns
Yeah,
them
I
with
would
like fucking
matter
like
what.
high chance to dodge. That sucks.
Okay.
Good idea.
I hope this works.
Feeling lucky?
Here goes. What?
Too late for regrets now.
Got one attack off, dude. Of course.
Let's try
We only have one weakness in the game anyways. I might as well have every dude block that one weakness. Look at the longest fights ever.
They're
Still
strong.
with me?
Looks like it'll work.
Send him packing.
You know the drill.
Sure.
Don't be a hero.
my
This will
time.
turn the tables.
It's my go time.
How's this gonna go?
In my sight. Boom.
They're
Let's roll.
strong. Theo, you got this, Ringo. Okay.
That's your cue.
Take it away.
Never know until you try. Got a hunch?
Eat this.
Too late for regrets now.
So that actually worked on the bosses, man. On I'm not gonna want to keep that in the future. Well, it's a cool idea where the Sabbath like add like poison. It like never works on bosses, so it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, my entire team just got fucking poisoned and I have no Mipatra.
Something I ate?
Let's change this up. I will buy all you want.
Saizo, can you
got me
treat
good.
that?
Which is sick.
Here goes nothing.
How's this gonna go?
Don't die on me, Saizo.
Let's use the Milordis Ball.
No. Here I come. How about this?
Take it away. That's it, Melody.
You don't have to tell me. You know what to look
now.
promising. Now, Ringo.
I got you, Melody.
Nice, let me see.
Looks promising.
You got it.
On your orders.
Need to heal next turn.
Don't overwork yourself.
Really?
Here I go.
I'll be okay.
Watch their
Might
reaction.
as well test it.
Taking a gamble?
Wish we had more data. How's this gonna go?
You gonna try it out?
Here goes me my sights.
I'm not your
Be
babysitter.
on your guard. We gotta win this. No
Yeah.
matter what.
Cover me.
I'll do what I can.
We've got an edge now.
We gotta win
Okay.
this. No matter
Do you
what.
mind?
Do what you need to, Ringo.
got
Just
it.
getting started.
This
Yeah,
strat looks
good
like it'll
plan.
work.
This ought to do it.
What are you
Right.
thinking?
Feeling lucky?
He's only weak to one thing, this won't matter, man. I wish enemies had multi-weaknesses, but
Out of my way.
by and large, especially bosses, are weak to a single thing.
Try this. Sorry to put the hurt on you.
Nice.
Here I go.
Ow!
Let's make this interesting. Here I go.
Jesus, dude.
This might take a while.
Not done yet.
God, I hate the weakness fucking spam shit in this game.
Don't just charge in, meathead. Just back me up.
Not worth the trouble.
Glad you got
Do
my
what
back.
you need to, Ringo.
All right.
Whatever it
Enough.
takes.
Just don't have answers to half of this shit.
That should do the trick. You got this, Ringo.
Now, Ringo.
I got you, Melody. Good hit.
I just focus on taking out this
Out
guy.
of my way.
I don't know if he's just gonna keep summoning the same dude or what.
Here I go.
I also don't know if that bonus turn was just for like
Sorry, everyone.
just for a single one of them or if both.
Try this.
I think it's for both. So they get like 5 or 6 turns a pop here.
Saizo, pull yourself together.
Man,
Christ.
come on back.
Man, close one.
She doesn't get her turn, of course.
Not worth the trouble. Whatever stops your want. Whatever it takes.
You know the drill. Don't be a hero.
Whatever it takes.
Oh, these fights take so long, dude. I should always do the bosses at the end of all the dungeons. Like after I've gone through all 3 of them. That way we have like the most stats. It's like I can have 100% health And I still am gonna lose people every turn, right? Like there's no getting around it.
Did the enemy get you?
Melody, you don't look so good. No point being reckless. I'll do whatever it takes.
Clearly we need some more stats. Now we recently got like more slots, so that doesn't matter.
Accessing data.
Ringo, take them out. Works for me.
Let me see.
That's a dirty trick. I'll get whatever it takes.
God, poison does so much, man.
Out of my way. Gotcha!
Well, it worked on enemies.
Let's try this.
Is he done summoning new dudes? Might be. Might be okay.
That's a dirty trick. Not worth the trouble. Optics, what a weak Easy. Alright. Whatever it takes.
We can't not over here.
Looks like it'll work.
Go ahead, Ringo.
Here we go. Right on target.
We'll take them down with this power. Hey, we need you! Thanks, Sarah.
Too late for regrets now.
I hold back. Here I go.
How bad. You still okay over there, Saizo?
In my sights.
You.
Not worth
Die
the
if you
trouble.
don't do something quick,
We
Melody.
still need you. I'll get whatever it takes.
You need some medicine, Ringo.
Took him out.
Okay. 10 hours later, dude.
Beg pardon. Please treat this well. Thank you.
Null poison. A little too late, my man. Like I said, I would value null stats, like null ruin, probably over everything in this game right now. Because not only does ruin do damage, like status ailments just do flat damage, but they also can hit you with status ailments, which are really fucked in this. I mean, in that situation we just had there, he used Blight, so that was physical. I mean, null and physical is always good, but I would say those are the most important things. Nulling physical and ruin. The rest would be nice, but anything that has status ailments attached to it is pretty gnarly if you don't got the stats. You just can't keep up. Luckily we still beat it.
Something, isn't it? Whiling away its hours amidst a sea of city lights. It's truly breathtaking. Don't you think, Melody?
And still you're going to destroy it all?
Exactly. Knowing that it will all come crashing down makes everything the more mournful. And therein lies the true beauty.
You're being especially poetic tonight. I suppose I can't blame you for being in such high spirits, though. Project C is finally almost here.
Yes. How I've longed, yearned for this moment. After all the time, all the manpower I've spent, it's here at last. I clawed my way through the ranks of the Phantom Society, put on the mask, and now I have you as my unparalleled right hand. My one regret, however, is that I won't be able to face the Great One with you at my side.
It doesn't matter anymore. I'm carrying a covenant, after all. I already knew both my life and my covenant would be yours to take one day. I've been waiting for that fateful moment ever since.
Oh, that's great. She's so cool.
Such beauty. And so mournful, too. Just like
These
her.
characters are so lame. So mournful. I'm obsessed with how mournful everything is.
Him? Who do you mean?
Well, Raven, never compared to you. You're teasing me, aren't you?
Sorry. I just like to see you worry sometimes.
Do you intend to live on forever in my memory?
More than that. When I die, I'll be immortal. No one lives forever, even in memory. I should know. I don't even remember my parents' faces. And it's for that reason that I want to burn the moments where I loved you. And the moment I die by your hand. I don't much care what you do after that.
He just seems like a lame-ass person obsessed with this guy, like a religious fanatic here.
This coming from the man in the mask.
My brother's home now. I can hear the car. He didn't respond to me, but maybe he'll say something when he comes in. Either way, I'll be getting off after this one to go get some food. And then we'll start Splatoon later tonight. I'll probably get up to the boss in the next area off stream.
Sticking our nose in a little deep, aren't we?
Melody, I'm only seeing this because you're...
Whatever.
So this is what you two were like together.
Unexpected how?
It's hard to put to words, but you're less stiff, I guess? I wouldn't have pictured you just talking normally like that, you know?
Well, of course I can talk normally. Even the lowest of the low have their own lives and emotions and what have you.
Alright, we're gonna go get food, so.
Then again, wage war with someone long enough and you start to forget that.
All of these just like, too deep for you conversations, man. Where everybody's kind of just like, oh, just so emotional, or just, what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't say listlessly, but just kind of, just dismissively, longingly. I don't know the word is, or just, things have been so hard.
Say, Ringo.
But I say it with a smile on my face. Such a sad thing. Like, I feel like half of the emotional things are always like that. They gotta talk about. I guess that's just how, like, going back through sad memories is to the writer. Just, I always look back on the sad stuff with a smile. A sad smile.
It's because it made him look more like a leader.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean exactly what I said. Iron Mask had a role to fill in the Phantom Society, right?
Dunno. It's not like that's like inherently a bad thing, it's that it's in like every cutscene. And it just has this air of like pretentiousness. Like it's so much more deep, so much more emotional than it is. But
The mask was a way to help him
I think
better
that's
play
more
the
of a
part.
personal thing there than it is like an objective thing. Maybe it is, I don't know.
I guess it might make more sense to say that it helped him hide his true self. Behind the face you know was a very timid and gentle person. And that mask kept all of it hidden away.
See how she says, oh, and that mask kept it all hidden away. That kind of just like, oh, the fact of the matter is so sad. But I'm not all that sad, but I am. I hate that shit. Sometimes it's fine, but I hate when it's like fucking overused, man. It's more just annoying. I guess it's kind of like there's certain character types and shit I just fucking, I'm annoyed by. Like the overly pure, can do no wrong type, right? Your Kasumis and shit.
Timid and gentle.
I'm just personally don't like all of that crap.
The only thing I wanted out of life was to die for him.
I think in this it's a little bit more than that, because it's like, it's something that annoys me, but on top of that, there's like no actual good emotional shit, so it's just this like 1-2 punch.
The moment I offered him my covenant should have been the end of it.
You know, having seen that vision, I do feel bad for how things turned out. We may not have known what would happen, but we still took your covenant away from you.
Sure did. Either way, doesn't mean a whole lot to me anymore, even if I did still have the covenant. The one glimmer of hope I had is gone. There's no reason to worry about it now. It's just the way it is. All I want at this point is to meet with him.
Okay then. If that's your goal, you can count on me to help. Gotta say though, Kinda strange that your reason to live is to die. I don't think I need to say it, but it sort of contradicts human nature, you know?
Yes, I won't.
Why were you so dedicated to him?
Because back then, I'd never seen anything in my life so beautiful.
Oh, yes. I'm emotional.
Back then.
Fuck off with this shit, dude. And then we'll find out another time, man. Increases MP recovery rate.
By the way, I get it.
You okay?
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna teleport out. Maybe we'll do more of this later today. Like I said, I'm gonna do that one bit off stream, so probably not, because I've been up for 11 something hours. I think we'll come back, finish up Splatoon. I'll do that little bit off stream. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the Negative Nancy stream here. More to come. Yeah, so like I said, overall impressions on this game right now. I mean, it's not good. Is it like horribly unsalvageably bad? Like, no, but it's that kind of mediocre, uninspired, soulless bullshit that I almost hate it more than something that was truly fucked. Because this is just so nothing, right? Like, I mean, like, we can talk about it, we're getting some interesting conversations from it and stuff, but it's not like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, it's a lot of just like weak shit, man. Like at least something truly bad would have like some kind of interesting or funny or just some, you know, something more apparent to talk about. The discussing mediocrity is always like a, it's interesting, but I go so far on it. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if I would just call it mediocre. I mean, to me, it's just bad right now. But I mean, the thing is, like, calling something bad, like, I mean, there's a pit of bad that's very deep, and we know that from the stream. So I think it's more that I have no respect for the game, but objectively, it's just like really weak mediocrity, right? That's the difference. It's like AI, right? It's like AI 2 in a nutshell is like not good, but like it's not like totally fucked, but I have like no respect for it on a personal level. I think it's like way worse, right? Than say, you know, somebody maybe didn't care about Uchikoshi or anything like that. Or the subjective part of it. Subjectively, I really dislike this game, but objectively, it's like just mediocre shit. Yeah. I guess the why, I mean, like I said, bad dungeons, story's boring, it's all exposition, the characters aren't interesting, the concept's not even that interesting, there's an apocalypse demon that needs all the MacGuffins to come to life, and so whoever gets to do it can remake the world in there however they want. I mean, Dragon Quest been doing that kind of shit, man. I mean, that's a story old as time, baby. Like, so it's not conceptually crazy. Setting wise, it's just generic cyberpunk, right? They're not doing anything with it. So I was like, okay, so they're not getting anywhere conceptually, which could be fine, right? You could still make a good thing with, you know, tried and true story concepts and settings and shit. But they don't execute well. There's nothing like, you know, brave or interesting they're trying to explore thematically here with the technology or anything. They're not really writing very special, interesting characters at all. There's not like a lot of cool set pieces or just events or pacing, you know, or flow or anything. It's just talking in rooms, exposition, running through uninteresting looking areas. And then what do you get, you know, outside of the story? It's just boring gameplay. It's a lot of stuff that's been changed. They changed press turn, they changed demon negotiation, they changed how status ailments work. And I would say that while those, like inherently, if you just put this combat system in a vacuum, isn't fucked, all of those changes were changed for the worse. At least in SMT5. The Magatsuhi thing, messing with dampeners, weird shit like that. Like, it doesn't fully pan out in the end, but it's at least interesting, and you could see how that could kind of stand on its own in a cool way. This, it's just like straight downgrades, man. Like, the stack shit is just not as interesting as like a press turn, right? It's just not as good. Could they make it good? Yeah, you can have a lot more flow, you could have more combos, things could, you know, the stacks could work in more interesting ways. You could do like, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, more weaknesses probably, different amounts of stacks per weakness, which they kind of have right now, but play into that more. Find ways to utilize heals and like buffs, debuffs into the stack system a bit more. I mean, the thing is though, you could do all that with press turn and shit. So it's like, what they add in that's new, while not totally fucked, just feels like a lesser like version of what they already had. Like if you're gonna mix it up big, then you know, it should be worth testing. It should be worth exploring even if it doesn't pan out, right? This is not like worth it. Like demon negotiation getting fucked so that you can just have random chance demons pop up in the fucking like map that you can maybe talk to sometimes, and they're usually over your level. It's like, that's not better than just negotiation. That added charm, they had dialogue, it made you get a little bit more connected to the demons. They weren't just like random Pokemon always or anything, right? There's like a little bit of silly shit. There'd be jokes, you know, in SMT5 you'd have demons that would pop up and talk to each other if you had the right combination, you know? And you remove that for like generic yes or no, do you want me on your team, I'll take half your mana or not kind of choices, and it's just like, it's just worse. Why change it at that point? So that's my problem with a lot of combat, is there's a lot of changes that don't have a net positive and they're not worth exploring. The overall pace is just slower because of how much damage the stacks do and how almost every enemy has a single weakness. If you don't have, at least at this point, you know, the exact combo or the exact, you know, element on enough people, the fights just take a while. The bosses take insane amounts of time. Levels are huge in this. I would say they matter probably more than strategy. You get a level or two and, you know, it's not a big deal, but so if you want to skip a lot of fights, strategy's only going to take you so far before you start having issues. I've had a couple fights that were almost cock blocks. So, I don't know. The progression of difficulty is a little odd. I mean, like I said, the dungeon design is really bad. It's just boring. There's no mechanics. They're not visually interesting. The music doesn't do much for me. It's at least not like cohesive with the presentation. It doesn't like lift up the atmosphere at all. It's just like, oh hey, this song's not bad in a nutshell, right? But like, it doesn't work with anything. So it's like, that sucks. What did I say? The story sucks, the dungeons suck, the changes are not worth it. It still has the basic SMT gameplay, so that's fine. But it's hard to really respect the game for having copy-pasted gameplay from the other games, right? Like, I mean, we've had better combat systems in SMT 20 years ago, so it's like, can't really give them too much credit there. That's just them banking off the fundamentals, right? It's like RE3 remake. Hey, it's built off the RE2 engine, so it's got at least that baseline of quality, but everything new they did sucks, so it's like, it's the same kind of thing there. It's like, yeah, objectively it's okay, but like, I got no respect for it. What else? I already kind of mentioned the visuals. It's overdone. It's just, they go overkill, so overkill on the glitz and the glamour and all, you know, your tuning shit here and there, your tech shit. They really want to sell you on this tech vibe, super neons, and it just comes across as generic. It's generically futuristic. You could probably have it look generically futuristic if you had interesting world building and story to go with it, but it just doesn't have any atmosphere, man, so that sucks. There's some good songs here and there. It's not all bad, but you know, sound-wise, not much there. So, anyways, that's the current impressions on it. 25 something hours in. Yeah, there's nothing really like big positive. There's like small caveats that are good, you know, but overall it's just very whatever. And this is coming from a guy who likes almost every SMT game he's played. Alright, so I got kind of. It definitely feels like it was made by the TMS people. It doesn't feel like TMS that much. Maybe some of the dungeon design, but that feeling of just mediocrity is definitely there. Anyways, catch more of this